It is finally time for our Shoujo romance year. The comeback, like a real comeback. We've been seeing Shoujo and romance anime slowly returning, and honestly, they have been getting better toward the end of 2025. And let me tell you, the 2026 lineup is even better. It's crazier. All of these adaptations after years, everyone. Okay, maybe I sound exaggerating, but I'm really not, considering it's been a while since we've seen these many Shoujo adaptations. We already welcomed Hanakimi, Companion Bunch, and Demon's B-Side in January, and their popularity was huge. Such a strong start for Shoujo and romance anime fans. And the best part is, this is only the beginning. Because 2026 is going to be even better. I can let you miss all of this good anime. So in this video, I've compiled a list of Shoujo and romance anime confirmed to be released in 2026 that you need to put on your watch list. So yeah, we have a lot to talk about. Heartflop Excel, romance meets Nihongo. Before that, if you love visual novel, story-rich, or otome games, or if you want to learn Japanese with otome games and experience some heart-fluffy romance, I suggest you to subscribe to this channel because you are in the right place. We're going to start with an anime that was just recently released on Netflix on January 15. And let me tell you, the moment I saw the trailer, I was so excited, especially because it's related to art. Love Through a Prism is set in early 90s London and follows Lily Ichijoin, a Japanese exchange student who enrolls in the prestigious St. Thomas Art Academy. Under pressure to succeed within 6 months or return home, Lily crosses paths with Kit, a gifted but emotionally distant aristocratic painter. Bound by their love for art, the two slowly grow closer and their relationship becomes the emotional core of life at the academy. Even though I'm not really talented at drawing from scratch, I've always been an art enjoyer. I've always adored how each brushstroke can create such a beautiful scene. It feels like you're seeing the world, you know? And seeing that through this anime honestly warmed my heart even more. I've watched about 3 episodes so far and it's been so good. The visuals are high quality, there are genuinely funny moments, and I really love how they show the development between Kit and Lily. I honestly can't wait to continue and see where this anime is going to take me. After a romance that warmed my heart through art and visuals, I want to talk about something much simpler, but still really cute in its own way. And that is You and I Are the Polar Opposites, which has been airing since January 11. Just like the title suggests, this anime tells the story of Miu Suzuki, a trendy and bubbly high school girl, and Yusuke Tani, a quiet and straightforward boy. The two sit next to each other in class and they really are complete opposites. Their interactions are usually brief, limited to Suzuki's random unprompted questions, and Tani's short, straightforward answers. Yet beneath these simple exchanges, feelings of love quietly begin to bloom. When I first saw the trailer, I was honestly a bit worried about whether I would enjoy this anime. My first impression was that the female lead might be too hype, too trendy, and a little too energetic for my taste. I was kind of scared it would be too much for me. But after reading the synopsis, I was like, hey, it's actually really cute though, especially knowing that the boy feels the same way behind his cute demeanor. So now I'm genuinely looking forward to seeing how their relationship begins and how it's going to develop. And speaking of polar opposites, this next anime takes that idea and flips it in the most unexpected way. And that is Observation Records of My Fiancé. Gosh, I was so hyped for this one. I read the manga months ago and at that time, I didn't even know they were planning to make an anime adaptation out of it. So when I found out, I was so happy. Guys, this is so good and so unique. Honestly, It's nothing like anything I've seen before. The story follows Crown Prince Cecil, a natural genius whose life feels unbearably boring. Knowledge and skills come too easily to him to the point where nothing can truly captivate his interest. That is, until he meets someone who never fails to betray his expectations, his fiancée and self-proclaimed villainess, Bertia. Bertia believes that this world is actually an Otome game, and her one and only mission is to play the villain, also Cecil can end up with the real main character. And this isn't even mentioned in the synopsis, but the entire story is told from the male lead's point of view. And I absolutely love that. It feels so refreshing. Bertia is just so cute. She's genuinely determined to be the villain so that Cecil and the real main character can end up together. And I love how Cecil takes everything she says seriously, even though he doesn't fully understand her. He's thoroughly having fun, finds her incredibly interesting, and honestly, there's never a boring day for Cecil as he watches his unknowingly good-hearted fiancée. Their love story is just perfect. And if we love villainous stories set in the Otome game world, we still have another anime that really leans into that trope. I actually discovered this one through its game adaptation first, and turns out it is also getting an anime adaptation. And that is, the villainess is adored by the prince of the neighbor kingdom, which also has been airing since January 11. This story follows Lady Tiara Rose, who realizes she's been reincarnated into an Otome game she once played. Not as the heroine, but as the villainous fiancé. Publicly condemned and banished by her former fiancé, Prince Hartnix, Tiara Rose's fate suddenly changes when Aquastad, the prince of a neighboring kingdom, steps in and declares his intention to marry her. Like I mentioned earlier, I actually knew this series because it has a game adaptation. It only has one love interest though, Aquastad, which I personally feel is kind of a shame. I mean, look at that green hair guy. It honestly feels like such a waste for him not to have his own route, especially with that handsome face. I haven't played the game myself yet, but if the anime ends up really interesting, I might actually consider buying it. Moving away from villainous reincarnation stories, our next anime still takes place in a kingdom setting, but with a very different kind of heroine. Always a Catch, How I Punched My Way into Marrying a Prince follows Maria, a duke's daughter who spent her life training in martial arts, believing she would one day inherit her father's title. But when a baby brother is born, she suddenly loses her position as heir and realizes she is way too late to the marriage game. Hoping for better chances, she studies abroad in a neighboring kingdom, only to have the crown prince publicly cancel an engagement she never even knew existed. Turns out, it's all a misunderstanding, but after he sees her casually taking down a group of bandits, he starts falling for her hard. Aw, this honestly looks like it's going to be such a cute and wholesome love story. And oh my god, the male lead is so my type appearance-wise. He kind of reminds me of Kudo from My Happy Marriage, so yeah, I'm weak for this type of guy. It's also really funny how he basically falls for her after watching her beat up those bandits. His reaction is just hilarious, like who would have thought, right? But what I really like is that even though she's strong, she still has a vulnerable side that he can protect too, at least based on the trailer. So yeah, I genuinely can't wait for this one. It is scheduled to air in April 2026. We've talked a lot about new shoujo and romance anime, but this next one is special because it's a classic that's coming back after more than 30 years, and that is Magic Knight Ray Earth. Okay, I hope that I pronounced that right. The story follows Hikaru, Umi, and Fu, three girls who started as complete strangers. During what was supposed to be a normal field trip to Tokyo Tower, they're suddenly summoned to another world called Sephiro. There they learn they've been chosen as the Magic Knights, heroes destined to save the world and protect Princess Emerald. To be honest, I've never watched this series before, but seeing a classic shoujo get a remake after such a long time just feels really special. After reading the synopsis, the story actually made me really curious. It feels like a fairy tale adventure where we get to be the heroes, which is honestly so exciting. I mean, being summoned to save a princess and an entire world from evil just sounds like such a thrilling experience. And not gonna lie, this tree kind of reminds me of the Powerpuff Girls. It just fits them so well. Since they start out as strangers, I'm also really interested to see how their friendship develops. The next anime is definitely going to make you squeal with their behavior, and that is I Want to End This Love Game, coming in April 2026. It follows childhood friends Yukiya Asagi and Miku Sakura, who created a love game back in 6th grade, taking turns saying I love you just to embarrass the other person. Even years later, as they enter high school, the game somehow continues, but as real feelings start to bloom, those three simple words begin to carry a much deeper meaning. Both of them want to become more than just friends, but neither is brave enough to make the first move, afraid of what will happen once the game finally ends. And seeing this honestly reminds me of my own high school days when I used to do something similar with my male friend. And yeah, it definitely turned into real love, not just a game anymore. But okay, they look so cute together, and because they've been stuck in this game for so long, I'm really curious to see how this love game is actually going to end. I'm excited to see when that happens. And who's finally going to make the first move? We shall see. Okay, for this one, when it was announced, everyone was absolutely overjoyed. People were so happy about this news. And that is the Firefly Wedding anime adaptation coming in October 2026. The story follows Satoko, the eldest daughter of the Kirigaya family, who has turned down countless marriage proposals due to a secret heart condition. One day, she's kidnapped by mercenaries, and one of them being Shinpei Goto, a legendary assassin assigned to kill her. With no way out, Satoko makes a desperate move and asks him to marry her, pretending it's love at first sight. Shockingly, Goto accepts, and he vows to protect her, and the two escape together, leaving Satoko struggling to keep up the act and figure out who this terrifying mysterious man really is. I remember seeing some manga panels of this. Goto staring into her soul with those scary eyes covered in blood, and I was like, guys, are you sure this is good? Because I was genuinely scared. But the more I look into it, the more I felt like there's a way more to this story than what meets the eye. And now I need to know why people are so obsessed with this series to fully experience it and finally give it a proper chance. After a very intense and emotionally heavy romance, this one feels a lot quieter, but in a way that might hit even deeper. Another series that's been confirmed to stream on Netflix is Ramparts of Ice. The story follows Koyuki, a girl who struggles to connect with others and keeps an emotional wall around herself. Because of that, she spends most of her high school life alone until she meets Minato, someone who keeps closing the distance between them for reasons she doesn't quite understand. Alongside them are Miki, who's popular but reserved, and Yota, a kind and easygoing member of the basketball team. And together, the story follows four emotionally complicated teenagers as they navigate friendship, feelings, and their awkward, bumbling youth. After watching the trailer, I honestly feel like this anime is going to touch on much deeper life struggles and make us reflect a lot. Koyuki choosing to stay aloof because of her past and the way she builds that emotional wall feels really heavy and painfully relatable, especially when emotional wounds are brushed off as just jokes even though they still hurt. I'm really curious to see how their friendship slowly heals each of them, and honestly, I just want Koyuki to finally heal too. And of course, I'm also excited for the romance. The next romance also touches on much deeper life lessons, and that is Love Unseen Beneath the Clear Night Sky, coming in July 2026. The story follows Kakeru Mano, who meets a woman named Koharu Fuyutsuki. She's someone who immediately stands out. Warm, cheerful, always laughing, everything that contrasts sharply with Kakeru's own introverted and worn-down view of life. But there's something Kakeru doesn't realize at first. Koharu can see. And yet, unlike Kakeru, Koharu hasn't given up on anything. Despite her blindness, she attends university every day, joins clubs, makes friends, and even dreams of launching fireworks one day. Kakeru can help but wonder why when she can even see them. But maybe it doesn't matter, and maybe through her, he can start moving forward too, for the girl who's always been by his side. Oh, this story, I'm so excited for this one. When I first read the synopsis, I was like, wait, this is such a strong premise. It really feels like it's going to be an emotionally deep and thoughtful story. I feel like there's so much we can learn from this anime, and I really want to see the female lead's perspective, how she finds joy in life despite her condition. And I'm also curious to see how the male lead, who's clearly tired of life, slowly learns and grows alongside her. It's a story about life, about moving forward, and yeah, I'm completely in. Another anime that made a lot of people really happy when the news came out is Though I'm an Inept Villainess, coming in April 2026. The story is set in the Kingdom of Ace Inner Court, where the future Empress is chosen from elite consorts of powerful clans. Among them, Reirin Ko stands out as the perfect candidate. Graceful, kind, and flawless, except for her extremely fragile health. In contrast, there's Keigetsu Shu, someone looked down upon by the court and consumed by jealousy toward Reirin. One night, she secretly casts a spell to swap their bodies. Things take an unexpected turn when Keigetsu struggles to survive in Reirin's sickly body, while Reirin, now in Keigetsu's body, experiences freedom and physical strength for the very first time in her life. And instead of being angry, she simply chooses to live. Honestly, I don't really know what to expect from this story yet, but I won't lie, I found it kind of funny how Reirin doesn't even seem mad about the body swap at all. She's just happy to finally be healthy and free, something she never had before. And that alone makes me really curious about where the story is going to go and what kind of future awaits both of them after this huge turning point. Now, moving away from inner core drama and body swapping stories, let's talk about a fantasy series that surprised me way more than I expected. Agent of the Four Seasons is coming in spring, and I remember seeing the teaser before. I think it was the autumn version, and honestly, it didn't really catch my attention at first. But then, I saw the winter version, and once I read the synopsis, yeah, everything changed. It hooked me immediately. This anime is a mystical fantasy by Kana Akatsuki, the same author as Violet Evergarden. And even though I still haven't watched it yet, I do know how beloved it is. I really need to get to it. The story is set in a world where certain humans are granted divine powers to control the four seasons. It follows the four agents responsible for Japan and their loyal bodyguards, especially the story of the spring agent who was abducted for 10 years and has only just returned, now forced to face the aftermath of everything that happened. The synopsis sounds so intriguing, and I've always loved stories like this where each character has their own role, their own power, and their own territory. I don't know guys, it just looks so cool. And I've also heard a lot of people say the romance in this series is really good. So now I'm just sitting here like, okay, how good are we talking about? Because I'm officially curious. Okay, so we have seen romance in fantasy worlds, kingdom, and divine settings. But the next anime made me stop and go, wait, what? This one is so unique. Like, it's about a girl who can turn into a Godzilla-like monster? Huh? This anime is called Otome Kaiju Caramelizer. This is actually a seinen anime, but since it has romance and the romance looks way too cute based on the trailer, I just had to include it in this list. The story follows Kuroe, an introverted and quiet high school girl who's used to spending her days alone. Her monotonous life slowly begins to change when she meets Arata, a bright and handsome boy in her class. Despite being popular, Arata is kind enough to reach out to someone like her. And before she knows it, Kuroe's heart starts pounding around him. It keeps pounding and pounding and pounding until she suddenly transforms into a monstrous kaiju. So yeah, Kuroe has a strange condition. The more embarrassed she feels, the more monstrous her body becomes. And when her emotions hit their peak, she unleashes her full transformation. This premise is just so wild. Like, who would have thought that this cute tiny girl could turn into a massive Godzilla-level monster? I'm really curious about how their relationship is going to work because let's be real, it's not going to be easy to accept that form right away. Will Arata accept her feelings, or will he be frightened out by her colossal transformation? Depending on his choice, the world might just witness the full devastation of a girl's heart-pounding youthful love. We'll just have to see how this anime turns out when it finally releases. And after that totally unique kaiju girl romance, here's another one with a completely different kind of twist. I mean, just the title alone already sounds ridiculously funny. This anime is called Hi, I'm a Witch, and my crush wants me to make a love potion. The story follows Rose, a sweet young witch who secretly longs for a handsome knight, Sir Harich. When Harich comes to her asking for a love potion for someone else, Rose sends him on a series of ridiculous quests for the ingredients, hoping to enjoy their time together just a little longer. Aww, this story is just so cute. I can already picture how adorable our female lead is and how these small silly moments slowly pull them closer together. I just know this anime is going to make me squeal. I seriously can't wait to see their story unfold. I remember when I first saw the news about this anime adaptation, a lot of people were commenting, "Oh, I wish they would adapt Reliving My Life with a Boyfriend Who Doesn't Remember Me Too, since it's by the same author." And who would have thought that wish would be granted so fast? Yes, there is an anime adaptation of Reliving My Life with a Boyfriend Who Doesn't Remember Me. This story follows Oriana, a 17-year-old magic student who suddenly dies alongside her boyfriend Vincent. But instead of staying dead, she wakes up in the body of her 7-year-old self with all the memories of her past life, except for what actually killed her. For years, she dreams about reuniting with the boy she loves, but when they finally meet again, Vincent doesn't remember her at all. Can Oriana make him fall in love with her again and avoid the death that started this mysterious time loop? We shall see. I've been seeing their manga panels everywhere after the announcement, and let me tell you, it just looks so good. It looks incredibly sweet. I can already tell from all the panels I've seen, and honestly, I feel kind of heartbroken for the female lead. Imagine your boyfriend completely forgetting you, but at the same time, I'm so curious about what she'll do and what exactly caused their deaths in the first place. I can't wait to find out soon. Now, after all that heartbreak, time loops, and emotional damage, let's switch gears to something way lighter, and I promise, way more chaotic. Another rom-com we can miss in 2026 is Please Excuse My Younger Brothers. It tells the story of Ito, a high school girl who suddenly finds herself living with a brand new family after her mom remarries. She thought it would just be a family of 3, finally the dream family she's always longed for. But nope, she ends up sharing a house with 4 younger stepbrothers, and the eldest one isn't exactly friendly toward her. But of course, there's a hidden kindness behind that cold attitude. I'm honestly really excited for this one. From the trailer alone, you can already tell it's going to be super funny. Our heroine is clearly struggling to get along with them, and it is hilarious to see. But I'm even more excited because the male lead has that cold, cool looking vibe, which is absolutely my type. Especially when someone like that turns out to be secretly kind underneath. So maybe he's a tsundere? Because if he is, I already know I'm going to fall hard. That said, I'm curious about how their relationship is going to develop because technically, they're our family, right? And that's definitely not an easy line to cross. Well, they're not blood related, so it's okay. But this kind of premise is pretty mainstream, but still I don't really know what to expect from this anime. For this next anime, I have no idea how this is going to end. I don't even know if it's going to end in a good way or not. The anime is called Even a Replica Can Fall in Love. On days when Sunawa is sick or doesn't feel like going to school, she is called to take her place. She was born into this world when Sunawa wished for a substitute. One day, she starts talking to Sanada, one of Sunawa's classmates. They become friends, but soon, he noticed that she's different from the real Sunawa. In fact, he's the very first person who does. She asks him to talk to her only when she wears her hair half up, and Sanada follows her request, and they begin spending their time together, just the two of them. As they grow closer, she realizes she's developed feelings for him, but she doesn't know what will happen if she, a replica, falls in love. I watched the trailer and honestly, they look so cute together. Seeing how they slowly grow closer genuinely made me smile, and I love the fact that he can immediately tell which one is her, the girl he's fallen for. But that's exactly what scares me too. If a replica falls in love, how can they even be together? They're from different worlds and she isn't even supposed to exist. So yeah, I think this anime is going to be a roller coaster of emotions, and I'm ready to be part of that journey. It really feels like 2026 is packed with chaotic anime because here's another one that I think is guaranteed to make your jaw drop from pure silliness. And that is, pardon the intrusion, I'm Home, coming in April 2026. So, is this what having roommates feels like now? That's basically the life of our heroine, Rinko, an office worker who lives alone and is secretly an otaku. One day, she's just trying to enjoy her peaceful me time until a certain incident causes her apartment to literally connect to the two neighboring rooms through a hole in the wall. And why is there a hole, you ask? Because one of her neighbors has a tendency to punch walls when he's pissed. Yeah, that's it. That's the reason. On the left side is a fresh-faced guy who's overly sweet toward Rinko, and on the right side is a mysterious guy with violent tendencies, but unexpectedly someone Rinko actually admires. So what used to be her only safe space gets completely turned upside down, and now every single day is filled with heart-pounding, unpredictable situations. This whole setup is so unhinged and all over the place, and that's exactly what makes it so silly and funny. I genuinely feel bad for Rinko, especially since this whole mess started because her neighbor punched a wall. If I were her, I'd be mad. But at the same time, having a hole on both the left and right side of your apartment, easily accessible by two random guys? I won't lie, I was actually worried about her safety for a second. But well, I don't know, I just hope they're good guys at least. All of this anime have taken us through so many different settings, but what about an alternate version of the early 20th century? The anime that immediately caught me off guard and genuinely made me gasp the moment I saw it is Sparks of Tomorrow. It tells the story of an alternate version of the early 20th century, where technological progress evolved along a completely different path shaped by steam power, leaving Kyoto blanketed in constant smoke. A boy hardened by the loss of his brother grows distrustful after their shared dream of an age of electricity is cut short. A deeply devout girl hides her dreams and regrets for her deceased mother deep within her heart. When the two cross paths, they begin exploring the secrets of the 20th century electrical catalog, a glimpse into a future they both long for. Together, they must confront their past and carve a path toward the future they once believed in. I heard that this anime was originally supposed to air back in 2018, but due to an incident involving the studio, it was postponed. And now, 2026 is finally its time to come back, and I'm really glad they get a chance to rise again after everything that happened. This series completely captivated me the moment I saw it because, wow, who wouldn't be? The animation quality alone is absolutely stunning. And seeing the combination of these two characters, how different they are in personality, then watching their dynamic and how they slowly start to stand by each other, makes me really curious about how their relationship and romance are going to develop. And not just that, the secrets they're going to uncover in this world too. I feel like this is the kind of series that's going to keep us on the edge of our seats just because of how intriguing the story already feels. And finally, we have arrived at the last entry of our list, the most heretical Last Boss Queen Season 2 coming in April 2026. 8-year-old Pride Royal Ivy suddenly regains memories of her past life as a fan of the otome game Our Ray of Light, only to realize she's been reincarnated as the game's final boss and firstborn princess of Frisia. Unlike her original counterpart, this new bride has no desire to torment those around her. Haunted by visions of her future crimes and her destined death, she instead chooses to protect her family and her kingdom, while moving forward in a story that was never meant to end well for her. I've been really curious about this anime ever since I found out it shares the same artist as the Trouble Magia otome game. And Villainess wants to protect her kingdom, yet still plans to accept her death in the end. Well, she is a fan of this otome game, so I guess it makes sense. It kind of reminds me of Bertia, whom I mentioned earlier from Observations Records of My Fiancé, though of course they're very different in terms of personality and how they approach everything. Seeing how many people have been waiting for Season 2 really makes me wonder, is this anime actually that good? We'll see about that. And that's it! 20 shoujo and romance anime in 2026 that you should definitely put on your watch list. We have seen so many different settings, from school and slice of life to historical, fantasy, and kingdom stories. Some of them light and chaotic, and some that carry much deeper emotions and life meaning. Honestly, this 2026 lineup makes me so happy because there's such a strong presence of fantasy, historical, and kingdom settings, and for me, that truly feels like a dream come true. But how about you? Out of everything on this list, which anime captivated you the most, and why? If you're also excited for 2026 anime, raise your hand in the comments, share your favorites down below, I would love to know. And if you don't want to miss even more shoujo and romance anime for 2026, you can check out my previous video right here. Some of those anime are already airing, but there are still quite a few titles you should definitely keep on your radar. That's all for today's video. Thank you so much for spending your time with me and going through this list together. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!